Welcome to the NC Spin After Spin. Additional comments from our panelists just available on our website. I want to ask you, what do you wish you had said on last week's show, but you didn't? Chris Fitzsimon, I'll start with you.
Well, we talked about Governor Cooper's proposal to try to break the logjam on House Bill 2. One thing he didn't include was encouraging the lawmakers, General Assembly, to pass a statewide non-discrimination ban to protect gay and lesbian people from being fired on the job or denied services at hotels and taxi cabs. Democrats have, in one of the HB2 repeal bills, have filed that as part of the bill. I think that's a vital part of what's actually going on here. Nobody wants to talk about it, but HB2 goes way beyond bathrooms, and for a lot of people, bathrooms are the most important part. It's still legal in North Carolina. You can literally be fired on Monday morning. If you get married to your same-sex partner on the weekend, you can be fired on Monday when you put your wedding picture up in North Carolina for being gay. And I think that most people in North Carolina think that's abominable. A lot of states have protections. I think that's has to be part of the debate.
Why do you think the governor didn't include it?
Well, he said he just wants to get rid of
half a loaf.
He wants to get rid of HB2 for the economic reason and a lot of other things. He was asked about it, and he said he supports it, but he wants to fight that battle separately. But I think it's a really important part of this debate.
Let's win one battle before we move to the next one. Becki Gray, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show?
Tom, just two observations. When you were asking about the redistricting case and the likelihood of an election in November of 2017, kind of what that looked like, and being at the General Assembly a lot, you can tell the tenor has really changed, and that is not an issue that they are dealing with.
They don't think it's gonna happen.
Earlier, when we thought it might be, there was just kind of a buzz about it, and for both sides of the aisle, you're starting to hear talk of the election of 2018, and in discussions of some of these bills, it's not for an election in 2017, it's for an election in 2018.
Are they still anticipating that they're going to have to draw new legislative districts?
I think they're waiting for the court case. I don't think they're anticipating one way or the other. I mean, that's certainly a possibility, but the pressure of that seems to be off. And then the other observation that I would make is you had mentioned the bill that requires 15% of any surplus go into savings. And this week that bill has passed the House by almost a unanimous vote.
Yes.
I think there were 3 people who voted against it. And then to Chris's point about the 2/3 vote required to take money out of the savings, what we see that savings used for so often are emergency relief and those kind of things. I just don't see that that is an issue, because usually when those kind of issues are in front, the votes on that are unanimous. People want to help people. They understand that's why you put money aside. It's usually not a controversial issue.
You were really listening to the discussion.
I was.
You were. I like that. Howard Lee, what do you wish you'd have said on this week's show?
I have been very impressed with a network of schools that has been put together by a friend of mine by the name of Bob Luddy. Bob has put together a network called Thales Academy. I have been very close to working with him on that, and have participated in some of his programs. I am so impressed with the fact that not only is he using his own personal money to invest in that network of schools, but they are really having great success. And I think we can learn a lot from that. And
How do they differ from private schools or charter schools or public schools?
They're pretty much in the same vein as a private school. They do get some charter school money, but overall, they bring in teachers that may not all be licensed, but they train them very, very thoroughly. And these teachers are really dedicated and committed, and the students work awfully hard, and the parents are very much engaged. It's an engagement of the community, the parents, the students, and the teachers all feeling an obligation that there's a need to keep the student as a central focus.
It's pretty early on in its development. When do you think we will get some insights as to how they're performing?
I think in the very near future we'll get some data coming out. Some of the data is already coming out of some, and they're showing a lot of promise.
Okay. John Hood, what do you wish you'd have said on last week's show?
I will say, by the way, on the Thales Academies, which are fantastic, interesting, very interesting schools, some of them would get scholarship money, but not charter school money. I think you meant.
That's right.
Yeah. All right, so I wanted to add a little bit more information about the budget and the recent revenue and spending trends. Only 4 states in the union have surpluses right now. Only 4.
Wow.
North Carolina is one of them. Most states are either running deficits, in some cases large deficits, or just barely breaking even with their projections. First of all, that speaks well for North Carolina. Essentially, both tax revenue or general fund revenue and spending are both up about 5.5% over last year. right now. So that says something good about North Carolina's economic growth, about its budget stewardship, but it also, in my opinion, is a warning flag about the national economy. If most states are struggling budget-wise, we are probably not heading right now into a stronger economy. So I know there are lots of people thinking otherwise, and I hope that things in Washington improve and become more pro-growth. But I would be nervous if I was making any significant decisions about large amounts of money that most states are having budget problems.
And a lot of people,
some of them massive.
A lot of people fail to recognize that our economy, just like the national economy, is very cyclical. It goes through periods of ebbs and flows. And we're pretty far along in the recovery in this cycle.
Even if you think that President Trump and the Republican Congress are going to do some things that would juice growth, you should recognize that they might not have the effect in time to head off a cyclical recession. That's the point.
Well, we thank you for watching the After Spin. We'll have more video all during the week on ncspin.com.